Good evening, guys, and welcome to another ACG live stream. We were had plans tonight, but obviously Harry Kane changed our plans, and now we're here. Today, you're joined by myself, Continental Jess, my colleague Scorcher, and our good friend Taylor. Say what's up, Taylor.
What's up, man? Everyone good?
Everyone's
Yeah.
good. Obviously,
What's
we had to
good?
get some. We had to get another Tottenham opinion because
Of course.
I know where Scorch stands, but apparently you have differing views. But we're going to start with you, Scorch. What's going on? Is Kane playing the power card?
Jess, let's start with the facts first and foremost.
Oh, let's talk about the facts, yeah?
You know what I'm saying? Because people might not be up to speed. So do you want to give people a quick catch up of the situation that we're in?
So, okay. Well, today, Harry Kane failed to report for Tottenham training. He was given an extended leave because of his excursions with England into the finals of the European Championship. Was due to report back today for a COVID test before starting training tomorrow. Kane hasn't turned up, and it's believed that he believes he has a gentleman's agreement in place with Daniel Levy and the bigwigs that he can leave this season. That's where we are.
Okay, cool. So first of all, this is what I would like to say. I'd just like to look at the facts. So he believes he has a gentleman's agreement to leave if a big bid comes in, correct?
What he
Mm.
believes.
Yeah.
Right, cool. So to my knowledge, if I'm right, I saw Man City lodged, it might have been like £100 million bid. Was it £100 million bid a while ago though? And that got ignored. Cool. However, Man City have now placed £100 million bid for Jack Grealish, which means
Yeah.
Jack Grealish is worth £100 million.
Yeah.
So even under Harry Kane's gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy, there still wouldn't be an adequate bid in place yet. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
So what would be his reason for not turning up to training today?
To me, the only thing that makes sense, because I've been on my phone all day long and I've been waiting for Gary Neville to say something, and he said nothing. So the only thing I can assume is that him and Gary Neville literally just finished the 18th hole now, and they're about to make a joint statement on what's happening. That's where I am.
Sim, what's your thoughts on it? Like, why do you think he's not turned up for training today?
My thought on it is that it's not acceptable, innit? Like, obviously he's a professional. Missing training is not acceptable under any circumstances, and we don't know the ins and outs of what's happening behind closed doors or whatever. So I don't really feel like I'm in a position to say or to judge him on the fact that he's missed training, apart from the fact that I think it's not professional, you know what I mean? But as a Tottenham fan, and for someone who admires what Kane's done for the club, I don't feel like I'm going to look at him and scrutinise him for missing training when he's given the club so much. That's my sole view on it.
So for you, is it a case like of he's got enough money in the bank, enough goodwill in the bank that you're kind of willing to kind of look past this because of all the good things he has done?
In a way, if you're getting to the bottom line, in a way, I can look past the fact that he's missed training based off what he's given.
And it's only one time. It's only one time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Based off what he's given to the club and how I feel like he's respected the club in the way that last season he said, you know what, I'm gonna give it another season, boys. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna give it another season. If we don't do this, that, then do you get me? I gotta go and do my thing. And I feel like we've got to that stage now where his tolerance level, everyone has a tolerance level. His tolerance level is obviously gone now. Do you know what I'm saying? He's human, and I feel like it's not right, but I understand why he could be doing it. That's my view.
You see, the interesting thing for me, yeah, the thing that bothers me isn't that Kane wants to leave. I think Kane should leave. I think Kane deserves to play around better players at a higher level, at a club that has similar ambitions. The problem for me is some of the things said. the interview Kane did with Gary Neville, where he
Oh,
put a
yeah.
he put a price tag on how much he thinks he may cost.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
that for me was a step too far. Like
yeah,
sorry. Yeah, so when he did that, I thought to myself, oh, this is a bit crazy. I thought, imagine Paul Pogba did that.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
said it at the time. I said it several months ago, before Rio Ferdinand said it today.
yeah, yeah.
I said it several months ago. I thought, well, imagine Paul Pogba came out and said, it's up to me what my future is with
Well, my
another
future
3 years left on his contract
contract, yeah,
before the last game of the season, which Tottenham need to win in order to make it into Europe.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, for me,
That's
this is when I start to think being understanding of what Kane wants means I need to also be understanding of things that may impact my club in a
in the
negative
club.
way.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Which is a bit mad for me because at the time when I look back, Tottenham needed A, to win that game to get into Europe, and B, we were struggling to find a new manager. And when I think about it, that interview, I fancy Kane to be a fairly intelligent person. He doesn't normally come out in interviews and say things that negatively impact Tottenham, but he did this time. And it's like, are you destabilizing the club before you go off on international break? And it's just weird because I remember just hearing and seeing so much about Paul Pogba and get rid of him or why it would be best to let him go and yada yada yada. Yeah. But the strange thing is I've never heard Paul Pogba come out and say anything. And I've never known Paul Pogba to miss training. Anyway, this isn't about Paul Pogba, it's about Harry Kane. But
yeah, yeah.
strangely me, I don't know, man. Like the way it's playing out is kind of souring the relationship for me because like Harry Kane, as I'm sure for you, like I felt like I had a good bond with him. He's one of our own. We've seen him come up,
Yeah.
all of that good stuff. He's been with us and he's been part of teams that have got into Champions League and kicked on and the new stadium.
Yeah.
All of this stuff is great. It's all great. But the problem is when Kane says stuff like he wants to win, and I think
Yeah.
to myself, yeah, me as a Tottenham fan, I also want to win. So I'm trying to understand why when we've got to finals, if you wanted to win, why you didn't win them.
Yeah, I hear that. I do hear that, but I just feel like with what do you not feel like there's more to it than just saying, oh, do you know what I mean? You got to the final, bro. Why have you not won it? Like, there's 10 other men on the field. Do you know what I mean? He did have an off game. He was meant to be injured or whatever. But even just going off of the season, not winning anything, I feel like when you're top goal scorer, however many seasons he's done it now, 3 seasons, top assist man last season. Man was injured in one season till November. Top goal scorer again. I feel like he's given as much as he can to the team. Do you know what I mean? He's done his job. Like what you're paid for, what you've been hired for, you're doing it. So now you got to start looking elsewhere. And I feel like it's kind of harsh to say, Kane, we got to the final, but you didn't quite get it. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's not so much that I'm not blaming Harry Kane. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there's a strange, there's like a shared view that all of us have that Harry Kane should leave Tottenham to win trophies, and that's okay. But it's just mad because like, when I think back, I think, oh, rah. I run to the Champions League and I think, oh, Heung-min Son against Man City, Fernando Llorente, Hugo Lloris saving a pen, Lucas Moura scoring a hat trick.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to you Harry Kane's name. We get to the final and Kane hindered us in the final. The problem is you want to move, and that's fine. I'm all for elite players being at elite clubs in elite situations and winning elite competitions. That's all cool. I look and I reference it to like Gareth Bale. I remember when Gareth Bale was Tottenham FC. He also deserved to win a trophy, and he went on and he left and went on to show us his level.
Yeah.
But he didn't leave like Kane at a time when he was in more demand than Kane.
So why do you feel like Kane's leaving this way and Bell left that way though? Do you not feel like there's an underlying issue here that might not reflect on Kane himself? Bearing in mind how professional Kane's been for his time at Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? This is quite out of character for someone like Kane. So do you not feel like that?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I do think this is extremely out of character. But I can also only go on what I see. What do you think, just like where are you at with it?
I'm hung up on the whole thing to do with the way he's going about it. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Graham Souness to put the same energy into Harry Kane that he puts into Paul Pogba. I'm a simple Paul Pogba because that's the most striking example. Okay,
Yeah.
I've been scrolling through internet all day long. I've actually gone through the whole internet, not just sports. I've gone through the whole internet.
Literally every page.
Every page of the internet, just to see someone say something, that they should say about Harry Kane.
Yeah.
How it's not on, this is out of order, fine him, sack him, you can't force your way out.
Yeah.
And the most I've seen is that, Spurs could find Harry Kane for missing training. They've given no answer. But no one's saying that it's wrong. Let this be any other player, any other club. So funny, it's not even a race issue, because I promise you, if Jack Grealish done the same thing, it'll be the same situation.
Kalas. If Madison done this, kalas.
Exactly. So I'm not going down that way.
Pardon?
What was that, sorry?
What, you think the media will react in a bad way or react the same way?
100%.
Bad
100%.
way.
If we go back to the whole 18 rounds that he played, or was it nine holes, whatever it was that he played with Gary Neville, yeah?
How many under par?
Nah, man, he shot a triple bogey. He was over. he had a stinker. But if when I look at that, yeah, the only other player I can remember giving an interview regarding their departure or their status at club was Lionel Messi at the back end of last season. Yeah.
Yeah.
And go on, Scorch.
No, I'm listening.
And Lionel Messi is like, if we had to explain if we had to get an ambassador for football to extraterrestrials, it would be Lionel Messi. So you can say he has the right, to have that kind of interview. But in the interview, he didn't say anything near what Kane said, like, "Oh, my price tag will be X, Y, and Z, and so forth and so forth." Yeah. The only other player other than Messi to do that is Harry Kane. Yeah. And the whole approach for me, it's like he's basically James Bond. He's got a license to kill and do what he wants, how he wants, and the media will just accept it. And I
feel like when I saw that interview, I just thought, this is so entitled. I don't feel like the problem isn't Kane leaving, because Taylor, I think you know my opinions on Kane. I've said it throughout the season. I genuinely believe he needs to leave. Not I want him to leave, not I dislike him, nothing like that. But you can't be the top goal scorer in the Premier League and top assist maker in the Premier League and playing for a club that finishes 7th. That's just common sense.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong place. Like there can't be items for 99 pence in Harrods.
Yeah. For real.
It's just like goals.
Good analogy.
I get a lot of slander for this, and people think it's my Arsenal bias, but Scorch knows me well. He knows I'm not a biased person. So what I'm saying, I'm not a biased person. I might be outrageous, I might be a bit unhinged, but I'm not biased.
Unhinged.
Yeah, but name one genius that ain't crazy, Scorch. There we go. So I personally think that if you take Harry Kane out of Spurs and just fill Spurs with, let's say, a striker that's half decent, like my favorite guy, Ollie Watkins,
yeah.
I think you do better with Ollie Watkins in your team and Harry Kane out of your team than with Harry Kane in, personally. And also, with having Harry Kane in there, it also limits your ability to sign another number 9.
I 100% agree with that one.
Let's say, for example, let's just say Spurs were in the market to get like a Lewandowski or a Haaland or anybody like that, and Harry Kane's there, and you say, hey, Rob, want to come and play at Spurs? Yeah, no, that's just good, no? But what about Harry Kane?
Yeah.
You know, it's like Highlander, like there can only be one. So if you have if Harry Kane leaves and you replace him with like a Ollie Watkins, yeah, or like even an Ings, yeah, these are players that at a club like Tottenham, because in my opinion, Tottenham are a big club, yeah, they're players that at Tottenham they can ride the bench for a little bit. You can do Pep roulette with those kind of players, yeah.
Yeah.
But with Harry Kane there, you're hindering any signings in that position, in my
100%.
opinion. But what
No,
I'm
I agree.
unhinged according to Scorch.
I agree with you. I actually agree with you. I feel like that's just the basics, isn't it? If you've got a number one striker, no one's really of a top quality going to want to come and play second fiddle. However, I don't really feel like he's hindering the team as such in a way that we shouldn't be winning stuff with him
Oh
there.
no, I think he's hindering the team in many ways. That's one way.
So what
Yeah.
other ways would you say that he's hindering? Because I agree with that one, but I can't really see any other way where he could be hindering us from getting trophies.
The way he drops in deep, yeah, I think that can be a hindrance to some degree, in my opinion. That's what he does now. When I saw him give Harry Kane the number 10 jersey, when was that? Like 3 years ago? The number 10 jersey.
Yeah,
Whenever it
About
was.
2 years ago,
Yeah, he got it. And I was like, what the hell is this? And then I realized, oh no, he's actually trying to do playmaker. And that kind of limits what the playmaker can do. Do you know what I'm saying? If you still had Wanyama and Dembele there, oh lovely, put Harry Kane in that 10 role and he'll do bits, spray balls out left, right, Bergwijn, Son, and all that. But that's one way he's limiting you guys. And the other way is that when Harry Kane gets within about 50 yards of goal from any angle, he's gonna shoot. And that's another thing I don't like, you know, like but
if
I don't remember.
if that works though, why would I don't see that as a hindrance? Because you know what I mean? He's shooting from all these distances, but he's still getting 23, 24 goals a season.
Okay, now I'll be honest with you. Yeah? If you said to me, Jess, this season, Aubameyang is gonna get 23 goals, yeah, and be top assister, top goals or top assister, and you're gonna end up 7th, yeah, I'll be like, no, I'm fine, thanks. I'd rather David Luiz, if he was still with us, be top scorer of 8 goals, and we get
Jorginho with 7 at Chelsea.
exactly.
For real.
I'd rather that and get Champions League. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't care about the individual when it comes to me because I support the club, not the player. So Harry Kane getting all that, in my opinion, it just shows that something's not right because you're getting all them goals, yet you're finishing 7th. There's something not right there.
So why is it him though? But why if he's doing what he's being asked to he's doing what he's being asked to do and more with the assists, why is it then him hindering us? Why is it not then the defense, or do you know what I mean? Why are we looking at
that's you know what you see that shout, that's a big shout, to be honest. I hear what you're saying. It's a case of, even though, you know what's weird, yeah? It's almost like you're saying, raw, we can't actually improve the quality of the whole squad.
Yeah.
So, but to be real, it's a case of let Kane go and improve the quality of the whole squad. I think is the only way, because the truth is, you won't be able to improve those around him to his level.
Yeah.
Because we had that once before, and it was a process of luck and fortune.
Yeah.
It was a case of, we sold Gareth Bale, and with the Gareth Bale money, we bought 10 million players. And of the 10 million players, we stumbled across Jan Vertonghen and Christian Eriksen.
And Paulinho.
Safe, yeah. So on top of that, you got the luck of that, and then you got then you got the next thing that was lucky was we tried to get Louis van Gaal. We couldn't get him. He finessed us. He used us to image up his name in the World Cup, and then he went to United. Cool. So then we had to scramble, and we looked around, and we got Pochettino. That was lucky because he wasn't our first choice. And then you look at all the different signings that we made. There's a lot of people that I don't think man knew would kick on. Like, I know about Son, but I don't know lots of people did. So I think when you look at the team that Harry Kane ended up with around him, a lot of it might have been through fortune, through Pochettino's hard work. It's not necessarily like Spurs were going out there and building a team, spending lots of money to build a team. It just happened. And now we're in this situation where we got this elite footballer who he's still here, and he's looking around, and man can't strike gold again. Man can't hit the lottery again and just find another Dele Alli.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? This is too much. Find the Christian Eriksen for 11 mil, Jan Vertonghen for 11 mil. This is not gonna happen, my bro. These are things that happen once every so often, and they all happen to happen at the same time.
So, with regards to the question I've got on screen, is Harry Kane bigger than the club?
My opinion is no. That stands for me. That's as a Tottenham fan. He's not bigger than the club. He's earned his due respects, but to be bigger than the club, anybody, I find that mad. I find that mad.
Do you know what, Jess? I feel like for me, no one player is bigger than the club. I've seen players as lit as Harry Kane and more lit than Harry Kane not be bigger than the club. No one could convince me that Harry Kane is bigger than Gareth Bale in this moment. He's not. He's not. He's not wanted around the entire world. He's not. Because we knew the price for Haaland and we knew the price for Mbappe. Kane wasn't on that list. Cool. Gareth Bale, though, on the other hand, was wanted by everybody in the world. And he wasn't bigger than the club. So I can't see how Kane could possibly be bigger than the club.
The thing is, the fact is, I know he's not bigger than the club.
But guess what, Jess?
Question is,
everything that I'm seeing today is telling me he's bigger than the club.
Exactly.
Everything I saw in the Euros was telling me he's bigger than the club.
That's my point.
When I saw that interview, it told me he's bigger than the club.
Exactly the point I was getting at. If he's not bigger than the club, why are we treating him as such? Why is he allowed to get away with murder?
I think a big part of it, a massive part of it for me, is that he's England captain. Do you know what I mean? Being the captain of the country, people just automatically see him in a different light. And the fact that he's also been a good professional from what we know of him. He hasn't really put a foot wrong from what you see or from what you see in the media. For him now to be scrutinized for missing training, it's going to be, you find it hard to find.
It's a hard sell. It's a hard sell. Yeah. I think I'm with you, Sim. I think I'm with you in that I feel like because he's been such a model professional.
Yeah.
I do feel like people are saying, you know what, we're just going to look past this one.
Yeah.
We're just going to look the other way. The only problem is this is not some normal infraction. This is not Xhaka swearing at the fans as leaving off the pitch. Do you know what I mean? This isn't really something that you can just sweep under the carpet. Because the decisions that Harry Kane's made, like bro, they impact 23 other footballers at the club. And I'm not really, But anyway, I don't know. We could be here all day, Jess. We could be here all day, mate.
Yeah. Now, the other thing is, this looks like he's, I think we'll all agree. Oh, by the way, I've seen a lot of comments here. I'm reading the comments here. All this stuff about the complexion with Harry Kane, I don't think it's that. Like Scorch just said, he's England captain. He's Spurs captain, record scorer nearly after Greavesy. Golden boy. I don't think it's a complexion thing.
No.
I just think he's earned this because he is the golden boy. Like, he scores a shitload of goals, whether it's for England or for Spurs. Anyway, back to the point I was going to make. Me and Scorch said this on the pod. For those of you that missed it, Sid may have missed it. If you can afford Harry Kane, Scorch, finish my sentence.
If you can afford Harry Kane, why wouldn't you buy Haaland?
Why wouldn't you buy Mbappe?
Why wouldn't you buy Lewandowski?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you buy Lewandowski for 1 year and then hopefully buy Haaland for 75?
Because that's still the same amount of money you're paying for Kane.
50 for Lewandowski, 75 for Haaland next year.
Exactly.
I feel like Haaland and Mbappe are in a different bracket because of what they're doing right now at their age. They've got so much more, do you know what I mean, to give. The Lewandowski, you don't think so?
You say they're in a different bracket, but I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say that you say that, but whenever I hear the best strikers in the world mentioned, Harry Kane's name is also up there with the Haaland and Mbappe and Lewandowski.
Sorry,
Yeah, yeah, no,
can I just
that's
answer? See, when you say
yeah,
they're in a different bracket, do you mean in terms of how much it will cost to buy them?
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
Oh,
in
sorry.
terms of sorry, yeah,
Oh,
I should have said not a different bracket in terms of how elite they are, what they're doing, in terms
Hmm.
of man approaching them. Do you know what I mean? I feel like because they're doing what they're doing now at their age, Kane and Lewandowski are kind of kicking on. For me, Kane and Lewandowski are doing the same things just in different parts of the world. Do you know what I mean? And
I
they're
kind of agree because I was
relatively the
saying
same sort of age and whatever. So I feel like
no,
they're
Lewandowski is far older than Kane. He's got
far older. He's even older. He's in his 30s, isn't he?
four or maybe even 5 years on Kane.
Yeah, is that yeah? So
but though this is where I beg to differ because the price isn't different. Mbappe has 1 year left on his contract. You're telling me that,
110 million.
brother, you offered a man 100 and something million, gone.
gone.
Haaland's release clause next year is 75 million. I don't know if that's euros or pounds. My brother, if you offer them 150 million euros, he threw it off. And these are the prices that being touted about King.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's true. No, you're right.
Another
You're
thing
right.
though, regardless of
last walk. Oh,
money,
sorry. Go on.
now, yeah. Uh, I think Pep Guardiola will be a lunatic to sign Harry Kane. Yeah,
Ooh.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
How Kane's playing now, because what we got to remember is look at Kane. Yeah, he's not this poacher guy that we think. Yeah, he scores a lot of goals, but he's not the poacher. He drops deep. He scores a lot of goals from outside the area as well and on the edge of the area. Okay, Man City's goals, yeah, when they're prolific with Sane and Sterling, come from inside the 6 yard box. Kane isn't going to be there. Yeah,
Sorry, I'm
what is
glad. I'm
Kane?
glad
Yeah.
that you specified the 6 yard box.
Do you want me to get even more specific?
From the left
Five
side.
point from the left side, 5.4 yards outside of the goal. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Now, guys, I actually watch football as a whole. Yeah, like
Do
forget
you
who I
watch it with your
support.
eyes?
Eyes only. Forget the ears. Turn it on mute and watch it with your eyes
Straight
No,
vision.
but do you watch it
only.
with your eyes? Because I know some people that
Watch
watch
it.
football with some other people's eyes.
Yeah, no, I use my own eyes. That's why I've got my own views. Yeah,
Okay,
and
cool.
on the subject of Man City, last season we saw Gundogan have a prolific period. Okay, coincidentally, that period coincided with KDB being out of the team. Okay, KDB comes back, Gundogan fades away. We saw Mason Mount for Chelsea have a really good season, in my opinion. He's gone to Euros. All of a sudden, Mason Mount isn't playing. Why is that? Now, if you ask me, that's because Kane is filling those spaces in the midfield where Mason Mount needs to be to thrive. Okay, if Kane was to go to City now, okay, you're going to have a midfield with KDB trying to do his thing, with Kane also in there trying to do his thing, and Gundogan standing there looking like, coach, what do I do? Like, we're all
Everyone's
in
in the 6
here
yard.
doing this. And then you got Jack Grealish just out there on the left getting no service because like you're all just in here
Just getting fouled. Just getting fouled.
getting fouled. Yeah. So like I promise you, yeah, you Scorch, you Sim, and
Yeah.
me, Guardiola is cleverer than all three of us put together. Yeah, when it
Yeah.
comes to football. Yeah, I don't care what anybody wants to say.
Except in the Champions League final. But though, this is
Except
what
in
I
the Champions League
just
final.
want to say.
So,
Yeah.
no, wait, I just want to say. So, considering his intelligence when it comes to football, he's not going to buy someone that's going to stifle his approach. Speak.
As much as I've
I'm
said
done.
about King, sorry, Sim, can I just? As much as I've said about Kane, one thing I think he, with that level of service that he may have at Man City, be totally different to Tottenham. At Tottenham, he actually may feel the need to do that because it might not happen.
Good point.
But I do feel like at Man City, he's intelligent enough to say, "Raw, so what? I can save all of my energy and use all of it to just do that."
That's
I
exactly what I was
genuinely
gonna
think.
say. Yeah.
I think if Kane goes to City, what you're gonna see is a more refined footballer that has more energy to doing the things that we want to see him do, as opposed to somebody that tracks back and makes slide tackles and blocks and pings passes. Manchester City do not need him to do that. If he
Yeah,
does that, he's
yeah.
fucking up the base. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain he won't be doing that. I'm pretty certain he'll be
What you just said is
sandwiched.
exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, I feel like he would be intelligent enough to adapt his playing style to what they want. 100%. 100%. And all that stuff of him dropping back and being aggressive and slide tackling and edge of the box clearances, I don't think he enjoys all that. So for him to go
No,
City,
I think he does it because he feels he has to, or we might lose.
He has to, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that.
Guys, I personally think, yeah, if he's to go anywhere, so there's a question on screen. Question for you, man. If he leaves and doesn't go City, where's he going? That's on Fabian Panton. I don't think he should go United. I think that's just being pushed out there. Kane to United, Kane to United. For me, it doesn't work. Yeah. I think if Kane is to leave Tottenham and go to another team in the Premier League and succeed, it has to be Chelsea, in my opinion. That's where he'll have the most joy in the Premier League.
I think if Kane was at Chelsea, this is my last piece before I go. Because Jess, you think you sucked me into staying on this live for longer than I said I would.
Bro, I said half an hour. I'm done in 2 minutes myself.
The conversation's cold.
I said to you like 5 minutes. You know what?
5 minutes is good.
You know what you done because you started putting the questions on the bottom and all of that and making it sick.
I'll take them away.
And you're wearing the new armchair gaffer's top, so you know what
I'm not.
That's the new top. That's the top. The new top they're selling, bro.
Yeah, no.
Top's cold, by the way. Very cold.
Thank you. Have you purchased one, Sim?
Yeah, I'm gonna get one. I told Scorcher I'm gonna wear that to Power League. That's a good Power League kit, man.
It's a very good Power League kit.
Yeah, Power League.
Yeah, but Scorcher,
you don't need to wear a bib. But yeah, sorry, what was I saying?
What did you say?
Oh, look what you've gone and look what you've gone and done, Jess. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. So I think given the way that Chelsea are at the moment, when you look at the kind of team that they have, this is gonna. I don't mean this in a negative way. I genuinely don't. But there's a lot of them guys that have got ability and talent, but ain't really step up to the plate, guys. Yeah, like your Havertzes, your Werners, your Ziyech's. Like these are players that are definitely talented, but they don't necessarily give me the feeling that they desperately need to win and will do anything required to win, or even that they want to be those guys. But they are talented and they can create chances. And somebody like Harry Kane could finish them. So I do think he'd work there. But for me, I think the best fit for Harry Kane is Man United. And the reason I say that is it's so set for the English golden boy. He's going to have all his media darling friends that are now going to spill the rhetoric, the Gary Nevilles, the Rio Ferdinands. Even Alan Shearers will be happy for him because he watched Harry Kane make the move that he didn't have the temerity to do himself. So I genuinely do believe, and even when you look at the gaffer is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, somebody that's somewhat firm in terms of what he expects of his players, but he's definitely arm around the guy and saying nice stuff in the media, which I'm not sure Harry Kane's had yet. So I agree with that. What do you think?
I think he would go to United over Chelsea as well. And Tottenham, he
wouldn't go Chelsea, but that's where he would thrive.
Oh, in terms of thriving, okay. In terms of thriving, I think Man United. I think Man United, just through what Scorch said, the manager they've got, the whole English hype over United, all the Englishmen love it. Do you know what I mean? And having that person that wraps their arm around, he'd love it over there. And their playing style as well, I feel like their playing style more suits Kane rather than Chelsea.
And you know the other thing as well, like when you saw Cavani come into United, did you notice how much it lifted the team? Just having it's not even about having somebody sit, it's about having a number 9 that functions as a number 9. That does number 9 type stuff that you can build on. I just think Kane would just be sick there. Man City is a very strange place, my bro. Man City is a place that Like no
You
one
don't
realizes they won the league without a striker last season. I can't honestly. Like as much as I feel like it's ridiculous to say raw. Yeah, and now if you gave them an elite striker, they must win the league. I can't honestly tell you that if you add an elite striker to the team that just won the league, that they're going to win the league this season.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. But they got to try something
So
different, though, innit?
yeah, I do think maybe that's a good shot because that's kind of what happened to Liverpool. They
Yeah,
they didn't want to change it and ended up in a scenario that they ended up in.
yeah.
Lovely, lovely. And on that note, guys, I think we are gonna call it. Like Scorch said, it was only meant to be a 5-minute rant, because we just had to react to this. We couldn't wait till our next pod because by then this will be old news.
But sorry to quickly punch in, Jess.
Mhm.
In the comments or in the DMs or whatnot, let us know if you want us to do more of these. Like if you just want to hear our opinions on transfers and stuff that's going on, or just impromptu lives about cool shit that's going on. Let us know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had
I'm rating this.
yeah, no, I had today's my anniversary actually, but then Harry Kane didn't go training, so I had to cancel all our dinner plans.
Is it really your anniversary?
I've been in my flat for a year now.
Taylor,
Yeah,
why are you listening to this? Why are you listening to this person?
no.
Bro?
It's my 1 year in this flat.
Jess, that's
Yeah.
cute. And on that bombshell,
Wait, no.
like-
I'm gonna wrap it up properly. I'm gonna wrap it up properly. Yeah, don't. Okay, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Armchair Gaffers. Make sure you watch our latest episode. It's out now on YouTube. It's on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Pods, Google Podcasts. It's on Spiff TV, Worldstar Hip Hop. It's on all the major and minor DSPs. Get our mixtape and join our fantasy league. Okay, Premier League Fantasy.
sorry.
Sim, are you part of the fantasy? Are you doing fantasy football this season?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Nah, man. I can't keep up with it.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible.
That's not really the answer that we was looking for on the live stream.
Just even lie.
Listen, I heard this stream was about honesty. I don't know. I signed up to honesty.
It is. But you see, Jess, this is where, like, sorry, if anybody wanted to know how I'm feeling about this whole Kane leaving Tottenham saga and still having Davinson Sanchez and Eric Dyer and Harry Winks, if you wanted to know how I feel about it.
Yeah, and also, guys, you lot have been on our case for Armchair Gaffer merchandise. It's now available. There's a limited run. If you don't DM us now and you decide to DM us next week and we say, oh, it's all sold out, you've only got yourself to blame. So hit us up now.
The picture, I'll tell you straight, the picture that Jess posted of that rack of shirts, that's how many we got. And I'll be honest with you, there's people like Taylor that have been trying to buy them before you even knew they was out.
Yeah.
Bro, been on you, man, for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the code for the fantasy football team is in the description of our latest video on YouTube. So watch our latest video, episode 44, and the description is in the bottom. Otherwise, DM us on Instagram or Twitter, and we will send that over. And buy the shirt, please, guys. Otherwise, the podcast is over. We can't pay our bills.
On that bombshell, I'm out of hell.
Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next time Kane decides to not go training.
Cold.
Peace out.
Chill out.
Whoops.